alongside the Jarvan you just mentioned. Let's see if WE go for the jungle first pick. Oh no, take away Huanfeng's speciality. No Jinx for him. Remember, Huanfeng has a big bag of tricks at this point as well, Lyric. Bottom lane with a good support right now seems pretty important. I'm going to be trying this one out for size once again.
And this was On's most comfortable champion for sure back in 2021, so it makes a lot of sense. You also have the takeaway from the Jinx. I like it because you take Jarvan at the same time, so you're going up against an immobile carry, so the Cataclysm going to get a ton of value out from that one. At least be able to force a summoner pretty much every fight to where you are able to get an advantage. Another SofM specialty. Zhao picked on the other side. Big surprise. Oh, who could have guessed? And now for WE, you could just opt into support here. We've already seen things like the Lulu come out earlier. You could just kind of handshake, go tank for tank. But I feel like there also are enough supports left open that if you did want to go towards something like a Corki here, because they are showing the Jarvan, would also be pretty nice.
And it also suits something that Angel might pick up as well, right? He's already had 2 targeted bans against him. Twisted Fate and the Zoe. Maybe it's an opportunity to pick it up here or cement that bottom lane we're talking about and make it a pretty standard pick and ban phase so far. Kedaya on the Rakan, by the way, so we're not going to see the Lulu this time, Lyric. And instead, Weibo Gaming was strong 2 versus 2 to open their split.
Yeah, Weibo Gaming coming in quite nicely. Now for Weibo, I wonder what you opt in for here. I think you're definitely looking at mid, saving counter pick for top for TheShy, which even ignoring nameplates, I think makes much more sense. There's so many blind pickable mid lane champions in this meta. We've already hit on the Corki, Viktor being another strong suit, even Vex coming out into prominence. I think Corki has just looked absolutely insane in the LPL so far. We've already hit on the win rate. It feels like he's had a massive impact in almost every game he's been a part of. And especially when we hit on WE, I think it would have made a lot of sense for the fact that you do want more mobility when you are playing against a Jarvan. So yeah, we're going to see what WE looks to ban away.
Well, we've already got a Syndra taken away from Shanks, another champion we talked about with him. Angel on the Akali. Is that 3 target bans against him, Lyric? If I'm thinking about anything else with Angel, what direction would I go? He does things like Azir, which hasn't been too favorable in the past. Corki, again, sounds like a very him champion, as Vex getting banned away. Lots of mid laners taken out of rotation.
Yeah, so both teams just recognizing, hey, gonna go for probably a counter pick on top.
Okay.
And now for WE, both teams are just banning out, I'd say, a lot of like niche mid lane champions. We still do have the expected ones that we talked about open, as in the Corki, the Viktor, even Ryze still being left available. Now WE taking away the Gnar.
Right, so
a little bit surprising. Has been one of the Shy's go-to picks in recent years.
Definitely has that, and as we get the Viktor locked in, this is just going to be a quick tidbit because we saw a clip recently of TheShy playing Viktor top in solo queue. Probably not going to be the case. We've only seen Victors through mid so far, Lyric. I just think it's something I should drop down because you never know. On the other side, we're going the direction you wanted to go, and Shanks on the Corki, as it's left open and available, is just going to be the mid lane.
Yeah, now the question is, where do they want to go with top? We have been seeing Gwen being the high priority blind pick so far in the LPL. Jace also being another one that is open. Both of them would kind of give them some side lane presence. I think Jace would more heavily index into the fact of, hey, we're playing this long range, we're playing the poke that we were talking about earlier, that has seen such a massive impact here in the LPL.
Oh, no, don't.
And hey.
Oh my god, but TheShy plays AD's top. He plays AD carries top. Don't do Jace. Give us something a bit more. Surely, Lyric. Like, I don't want to get the audience's hope up, but it's Renekton and TheShy's played things like Quinn, Vayne. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it here, Lyric. You talk.
You know what's crazy to me is the fact that Renekton is the most banned champion in LPL so far. But this is our first time seeing him picked over the past 3 days. So hasn't banned quite a bit, hasn't shown his face. We are finally going to get to see him. In Demacia Cup, this man was being first picked blue side left and right. So yeah, a little bit surprised it's taken us this long. Once again, just a lot of team fighting in this meta, right? Big AoE damage coming out on both sides. Control mage mid and Viktor. Corki kind of being a pseudo control mage in my eyes with how much consistent damage he's able to dish out later. Range coming in for both. And then I think the difference is once we get to the top side of the map, TheShy definitely going to be the one to outscale and bring some of
The shenanigans we've seen and all the teams trying to find their styles at the start of this spring split. Welcome back to the LPL. It's a pleasure to have you. We know that you're here for the best region in the world, but, you know, screw that kind of stuff. Importantly, you're here because you want to give blood to the blood god. You want to see who gives it first. Weibo Gaming Lyric, where do you want to start with this one? Because everything to me looks pretty standard with a lethal tempo on the Shy's Gwen and lethal tempo on the bottom laners.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing to look out for early game is definitely going to be top lane. Mid lane should just be farming. We did have a solo kill this matchup at level 2 the other day. Xiaohu versus Gory. I don't expect that to happen once again. Corki and Viktor should just be chilling and farming on opposite ends. I think bot lane as well isn't really open to too much action coming through. Huanfeng even taking the fleet footwork this time around, so respecting the trade prowess coming out from Jinx and Rakan, which pretty much just leaves us with topside. You have a Renekton. We have lethal tempo coming out on Gwen, which is more of a lane-focused rune rather than the Conqueror setup, which we have seen be a lot more prevalent. And even both junglers clearing towards their top sides, just to double down on those facts.
Well, very good start for the Shy on this top side as well. Look at that. Lethal tempo proc to the max. And Lyric, I was suffering some quality issues there. Huanfeng actually with the fleet footwork and a glacial augment Thresh. So a very defensive rune that we haven't really seen on Aphelios.
Yeah, I think it is a bit surprising. Just a lot of respect coming out from the Weibo Gaming bottom lane. And I think just, again, when you look at both drafts, a lot more top lane oriented. Remember, lethal tempo does now give the bonus range when you do get the 6 stacks, which is why it is much stronger in laning phase than before, especially a champion like Gwen, as Kedaya is playing Rakan.
Yep.
So nothing happens.
Good trade, though. Good trade in the end of the day. Huanfeng on just sitting level 1, back in the wave. And level 2, once again, something camera-worthy at this point in the meta. But nothing going to be burned for now. All summoners still up and available. Lyric, let's talk jungle pathing a little bit quick, because BiuBiu and SofM are both heading towards the top side. And right now, while there's still more to clear in their own jungle, it was interesting when we talked about in different iterations how top lane would be a priority, especially with the players. And right now, there's the Shy versus BiuBiu with 18 CS to 2 and a lane that can be quite volatile.
Yeah, we need to remember that the Shy's issues never had to do with his own 1v1 laning. He was always able to clap anyone. If you listen to interviews from top laners in the LPL, they would pretty much always say that the Shy was one of the hardest people to play against. I'm actually surprised BiuBiu's going to opt in for this trade. Both the Shy and Angel have push in their lanes and can easily collapse first.
And he's wasting a lot
Angel
of time
no mana, though.
River. The smite gets down the shield. Angel, you're right, Lyric. Good observation. Will Flash have to be burned? BiuBiu goes in with the audacious charge, as SofM making his way through to this mid lane, but BiuBiu's just going to go back, look for one scuttle as a trade. That means that it is going to be a 1-for-1 here with the scuttles in River. Not as big as they once were, Lyric, a change that we didn't really talk about at the start of the season. Scuttles a lot smaller of a prize, and junglers are going to go back to farming.
Yep, needing to full clear now to be able to hit your power spikes, but for the side of Weibo, I mean, you got what you wanted. You're winning out massively in top side. Again, I'm surprised BiuBiu even tried to contest the top side scuttle. At least was able to get something on the opposite side. And this is where we look at WE's comp and think about, again, you don't really have too many avenues open to you on the map other than looking for a gank in top side. You have the setup coming through your Renekton, but if we start to see him fall behind in terms of item break points, you're going to lose that point of pressure on the map as WE.
We talked about the early game and how the Shy can actually outscale this matchup as the Gwen. Right now, the CS advantage is so prominent. BiuBiu has to pay the respect, and every time Cannon's there, you can see the Shy just steps on up. BiuBiu's going to be here. It's only a 1v1 for now still, though, and every time the Shy gets his stacks up, Snip comes forward, and BiuBiu pays the iron price. 25 CS lead, Lyric. No, it's 15. I can't count. I'm from OCE, apparently. And the wave continues pushing in, and look at this. I mean, right now, BiuBiu just heading to the top side, trying to get something done with a Gromp up in the side.
Yeah, both junglers, remember, did clear towards the top half of the map.
Sure.
I expect for the side of Weibo Gaming, since you are so consistently winning in those trades in top lane, try and get into another stacked wave scenario where you can look for the dive that you were theoretically threatening before. Nice for BiuBiu that his path is still around where he can look to cover those same windows that SofM is looking for. But for Weibo, I think you just do what we just talked about. keep looking for these heavy trades around top side, set up for a potential gank or dive to come through for SofM, and then put the ball in View's court and be like, hey, your choice now. Are you going to come and look to contest, or are you in position to where you can look to trade side in bot lane?
Okay, so dragging him around and making him make the hard decisions. That's big. SofM doing exactly what you said. Setting up for BiuBiu, who's finally got the push back in this lane, but remember, he's still going to be down in CS. There's level 6 from TheShy that will be hit. And SofM backing in the topside river. Lyric, View does make the trade, heading straight towards bot where this first dragon is, which is a mountain. I wonder how much further he goes than that. No mid laner right now, so it has to be dragon or back.
Yeah, looks like he's waiting for that Scuttle Crab to spawn. Should be able to take that one, though. Stay did just go for a reset, but you look at where SofM is on the map. Doesn't matter. Weibo Gaming aren't going to be looking for a contest. And we do have a bit of a slower game. We did preface that coming out of drafts. When you have Viktor Aphelios going up against Corki Jinx, you already know what's going to happen coming into the game, Hysterics.
You talked about team fighting, like you said, there's going to be a bit of team fighting in this game, so I guess later objectives is what I'm expecting. Maybe second, third dragon, depending. Early Rift Heralds as well. Is it about level 6, Lyric? Am I just counting to 16?
I actually don't think level 6 in and of itself brings too much impact. For Weibo, it'll be pretty nice just from the fact of having the Cataclysm, so you can at least expect to go to a lane and try and blow some summoners, right? If you can look for that Cataclysm on to stay definitely has to blow his flash. But I think a lot of it comes later. It comes at, you know, the 8-minute mark when the Corki package does spawn, and then maybe WE feel like they have the onus to go and force something like a Rift Herald, and then moving forward of things like Dragon contests coming out, rather than just a set level power spike.
Okay. Well, simple to understand, and I'll be looking towards the 8-minute one to start things off, because 30 seconds from now, that package you just talked about will be up for Shanks and the Herald as well. Good Valkyrie out of the gravity field, but Angel nice and healthy. This is good trading. And remember, there's no TP for the mid laners as Chaos Storm comes out. Angel doing a number on Shanks. Chaos Storm ticking away, but it slows down. Remember, Shanks again, no TP, Lyric. He's got to go back to package, but it is a big move from Angel to assert dominance.
I mean, Shanks, with the level of restraint to know that he doesn't need to blow flash in that situation, is able to hold on to that one. Luckily, did have support in jungle coming off of resets at that timing to be able to cover mid. He would have wanted to reset now anyway to be able to get the package.
Oh, that's
and get a bit of trading up in the top side.
And you know what? SofM's here as well. Nice flash from BiuBiu to go the other way, but there's no escape. The first blood of Weibo Gaming goes to their new player in TheShy.
Yep, TheShy very happy. Coming to this Weibo Gaming roster, already getting a bit of love from SofM. And now for the side of WE, it's not as cut and dry as being able to look for this free Herald. Weibo Gaming are posturing for it, but still got to be careful of the Corki package.
All right, well, in hand here for Corki, you mentioned. It's Weibo Gaming who are coming into the river for now. Look at TheShy moving down as well. He's a bit low on mana, but he has the honey for it to pick up the lettuce in hand. They're getting quite low on the Herald, but they turn for the play. It's Weibo Gaming who actually get taken down for one, but reasserting their dominance, TheShy has to back off, and unfortunately, On gets taken, and the Herald's given over.
Weibo Gaming thinking that they could look for the play because they did get a kill on the Renekton on the opposite side, but still, that Corki package is just so much to contend with. You have so many dashes coming out as well, as we saw Corki, Zhao, Rakan all able to just jump in and instantly burst someone out. So I think that was Weibo getting a little bit ahead of themselves. For WE, that will turn into a Herald for them. We're just going to see here, already having 3 members here. It looks like a 3v3 in theory. We talked about WE's ability to all just jump on one side, right? You can all commit very easily. You all have a dash. You have the knock up there with the Rakan. Very easily able to execute.
But I love the decision-making there, Lyric. Not only the execution we saw, which was quite nice. Might have to pause the needlework. I'm not sure if that's up and available. Chat, you're going to have to tell me in the top right. As BiuBiu spots out the jungle. Of course, SofM's there. He doesn't want you to have fun. It's TheShy. He's going to camp the lane. Of course he is. But Lyric, coming back to my point. You know, WE, there are a lot of concerns because we have new players coming onto the roster. They've got View instead of Beishang, Stay and Kedaya joining in, BiuBiu as well. A lot of parts that can be hard to move together. And WE kind of showing in that last play that we've got a start. We've got a good start.
WE at least showing, right, some like fundamental understanding or individual player skill. Nice to come out from them. We still haven't seen too much come out from this game in general, so I think we're gonna have to wait to be the judge in terms of how their map setups come out or how we play the game, especially when some of these power spikes start coming out. Is Shanks getting closer to his mythic item? We still have the Rift Herald onto view for the side of WE. I think potentially you're looking to use that one around the bottom lane. Your top lane's been losing in terms of the 1v1 quite heavily.
Sure.
Mid lane, I think, could be decently hard to break down. You do have the ability to rotate with your Rakan, so you are always able to make that 3-man play mid. But I think getting some gold onto Jinx would probably be the best call, as we know are just going to use the 3-man mid.
Okay, well, Shanks is still here for now. The Shy's actually moved down with the top wave pushed out, Lyric. But the charge at the ready. And that gold only going to view. 320 to the Zhao, and he's the most fed member at this point. Look at the CS numbers. As we look at the bottom side, that's an ulti, a solo kill with Gale Force. Welcome back, Lyric. This guy brings the energy that we're expecting for the year.
Yeah, amazing to see Huanfeng, again, having the confidence to go for that 1v1. That was so massive for them. Now Weibo can turn to this dragon. Do have numbers advantage, will stay down.
3v3 without Huanfeng's ulti, though. Remember, as the quickness is used, Kedaya trying to get through. That hook did absolutely nothing. Kedaya running after Huanfeng, but the ulti's going to expire as Dragon goes to W. It's the first one of the game with BiuBiu getting trapped in a field. Crescent Guard saves him for now, but the flag and drag to get back in. SofM taking damage, though, with the Chaos Storm timing out. Angel's now in trouble, and Weibo Gaming chased way too far, but Shanks is at the ready. Another rocket, a big one, if any, but he's out of ammo. And WE punishing and taking the neutral.
I mean, WE are punishing with the fact that their AD carry just got picked off themselves.
True.
They won what was theoretically a 3v4. Weibo not able to coordinate their engages from both sides. Angel's still not close enough to be able to partake in the fight. Looks like SofM wasn't as well. On just getting jumped on right away. Turned it instantly to a 3v3. You mentioned how Huanfeng already didn't have summoners. And we're going to see here, actually we're going to go back to the 1v1.
Yeah.
A nice job of getting the Q off with both guns straight into the Moonlight Vigil. And then, like you said, Gale Force forward just to be able to finish it off. And then here, we see on the minimap, Viktor's still not close, and they have wards on that. They are actually pinging out that Viktor isn't here, so they push off the Jarvan, instantly engage onto On. We see that Huanfeng is nothing left, and then Weibo Gaming keep it going, but no real damage able to be dished out with the fact that Huanfeng still can't walk into the fight. And for the side of WE, they just have more burst coming out from their early game composition rather than something like a Viktor.
Good little sidestep from Angel in the end. Could have been much, much worse. But, you know, Lyric I was talking about before, Zhao getting the kill. Damn, you know, maybe it would have been better going to someone else. But now that he's got a couple, picks up the first mythic, has been able to exert pressure. BiuBiu's in a very comfortable position this game against his mentor. Remember that he played under SofM, or rather he didn't play at all, because it was always SofM. On the World's Year, BiuBiu had to sit behind and watch.
Yeah, I think BiuBiu did end up playing maybe like 1 or 2 games in the LPL through his stint on Suning, but was 99.9% of the time SofM. Now for WE, I think they do have some pretty good power spikes, right? 2 mythics built on your mid jungle. Shanks out of a position where he will consistently be pressuring out Angel, so he will be able to start moving and traversing the map. With the fact that top lane is still decently lopsided, you would hope maybe you could try and influence that one with the fact that Rift Herald is about to come up, but On already starting to make his way down towards the mid lane, so they will be 4 members strong on that side of the map.
Remember, mobility boots versus Mercury treads on Kedaya, so there is a movement speed bonus. As BiuBiu clears out the ward and going to be spotted. Eric, I like that you mentioned the Herald, 30 seconds away, so a bit of setup necessary. The Shy's pushing mid, Shanks is pushing... Sorry, the Shy's pushing top and Shanks is pushing mid. So Waves kind of meeting their turrets. I think the important thing I want to ask, Lyric, is item difference is going to be the thing that changes this next fight, because the Shy can't go back. His teleport already used. He's not going to have his Leeching Leer turn into a Rift Maker. We've got 3 items on WE.
Oh yeah, I think WE are squarely in favor if the skirmish breaks out right now. Even just in terms of the amount of AoE that they're able to provide coming out from things like the Renekton's Dominus, consistent barrage of missiles coming out from Corki. You have AoE engaged coming out from Kedaya. WE feeling confident to do this one now for Weibo Gaming. I think you look for the cross map. We already see SofM on that side of the Rift. Clear out this ward. Just hover around, zone Renekton off. get some nice gold onto Huanfeng, and you're coming out decently even.
First turret blood as well, Lyrics. So look at this, 450 in the back pocket. As Weibo Gaming picked that up, you can see as well, Vision already getting a little bit deeper while View heading towards the top side now. On is nearby, but TheShy's paying respect. This turret is less than dead. And as TheShy waits in the brush, that's some patience, Lyric. I mean, that's a good sign, you have to admit. He's not fighting for it. He's decided he's going to play it safe.
I mean, when I think of this man, I think of the word patience. Patience in everything he does.
Sure. Hell yeah, sure. TheShy, patient, a non-risk taker.
Hey, remember his Doran's blade? Remember that?
Dude, and that was on Huanfeng. That was actually on Huanfeng that he killed.
Oh, that was.
It was.
That was on Huanfeng.
That was in 2020 Spring. He literally clobbered him as an Ord with a D-blade start. So, it's nice to actually see them on the same team. The funny thing is, we're talking about today being a bit of an IG day. Let's just remember, Huanfeng came from IG Young. TheShy, of course, IG representative.
Yeah, like we said, a lot of members spread across today's game coming over from the IG organization. But Hysterics, we have a dragon coming up. Maybe that means we potentially will get some spicy action going on. I'm a liar because our screen is showing View topside of the Rift Herald. We're having more cross mapping. No one is going to touch each other.
Of course we are, and I'm not sure if the vision was spotted here, but you have to assume at this point, in a turret for the second dragon, and Weibo Gaming is only going to be their first. We're going for a Cloud Soul, but this is going to be a huge push with only on and Huanfeng to stop it for now. But Inner goes down. Big gold value here for WE. And it goes to Shanks as well, Lyric. This Corki going to be mighty huge. And on maybe shouldn't be here.
Yeah, ooh, we're going to see TheShy, though, looking to cut them off on their rotation. Kedaya just knocking him up.
Level 11. Has needlework available as well, but again, playing it safe. The fact that TheShy doesn't have a death is big. We might have to talk about that a little bit later, but needlework's going in. He's feeling ambitious just as I say that. And a lot of damage comes across to save the mid lane tier 1.
Still, overall, I think pretty big win for WE. Great rotation on top side, drop the Herald. They know once to do that, they will secure top turret, but not only that, it gives them tempo to be able to move over to the mid lane first, while people like Huanfeng are answering that top wave. You get to mid lane first, you're able to get that damage down, and if Weibo didn't commit so many resources in the needlework to be able to clear out those waves and force people off, that could have even been a second turret over for the side of WE.
For WE as well, that small gold value, it's impressive to see up against a team like Weibo Gaming who have those high expectations. You guys will hear us at the start of the split talk a lot about expectations and ceiling, and, you know, especially for a team like BLG. I think FPX, now that they've performed so well, like top esports have high expectations as well. There's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for, Lyric? There's a lot of great rosters in the LPL that have huge names, but might not fit the bill. I think BLG could be an example of that if again, they don't perform well with like Uzi or Doggo.
I mean, heck, we can see just from first matches, top esports and RNG both picking up losses when not expected to, but
great example. Very far
Weibo trying to hold on.
They are, but the tier 1 goes down, Lyric, so it is another good play from WE. They forced them out, they backed them off, and right before the second Herald spawns, excuse me, it's actually a Baron, it is the mother of Herald. And the Dragon coming in 2 minutes 45 as well. W in a very comfortable position, Lyric, moving into this mid-game where, you know, you did talk a lot about the team fighting. And so right now I'm just looking at gold value and who's stronger to give the favorite to.
Yeah, and W did a really nice job of setting up their sides as well. One thing you can notice while we were ranting about expected top teams and our conclusion kind of ended up nowhere, was the fact that WE pushed out their sides first. They've been doing a nice job of the tug of war, the push and pull of, okay, default the sides to get those pushed out. When until members are showing on the map, group up mid, lay down some of that siege with the range that we do have, be able to get a structure off that. And when you look at the champions that WE has, Corki and Renekton, 2 champions safely able to sit in sides. Viktor on the opposite side can't do that, so for WE should at least consistently have 1 point to pivot from on the map to consistently pressure, and then use that to be able to get numbers advantage first, get vision set up like they're doing now.
Yeah, I like that Kedaya is, you know, linking up with View here, and you talk about setting up that pressure, setting up the vision line, especially when TheShy is pushing bot side. You can see defensive line set up by WE, and they've been doing their due diligence throughout this game, throughout this 5-kill game. That I might add, I've never seen a 5-kill game with TheShy in it. I don't think that's ever happened. And we've got a game where WE is starting to regain, or rather control, this top side river so well around this Baron time. I mean, it's only a Cloud Dragon coming forward. It'll be the second Dragon for one of these teams. And WE are hoping that they step forward, but Huanfeng takes the bait now, flashing out himself. The quickness there as well. We get our team fight earlier than expected, Lyric, as the TP comes through from BiuBiu, and TheShy and SofM have to run away. The flag and drag, and man, WE quick to that trigger. As Angel now joining in. That's good gravity field as BiuBiu turns to his target. On the way is this Thresh, as a death sentence would be that for Kedaya if he gets hooked in. Weibo Gaming want to make sure they're not doing the Baron Lyric, but with Huanfeng dead, they threaten.
I think this could be really scary for them, though, because you still have a ton of damage coming out from Weibo Gaming side. Heck, Angel still has his ultimate available. I like how Weibo are playing on a knife's edge right now. They're not overcommitting. They're just trying to scare them off this objective. WE smarten up. They're like, hey, if we stay, we're dead. Right now, we have control of the game, if only by a little bit. Let's keep that up.
That's a really good play from Kedaya. I'm sure we're going to get a bit of an action replay shortly, but I think Dragon's up in 20 seconds, so we'll hold the phone as TheShy sticks around. He was at a flanking angle in that fight, and he was aiming to add a bit of the pressure loop you're talking about. WE commit the teleport, though, from Shanks Lyric, and another TP from Angel, with Shadow Flame now picked up on top of Crown of the Shattered Queen. 2-item Viktor coming in as Dragon started.
Yeah, and Weibo look like they want to contest this one. We're going to be keeping our eyes on SofM because he's the one who will have to start off the engage because of Cataclysm up.
Just gone. Weibo have the inside track to mid Lyric, but they've lost now 2 objectives. WE still with gold lead and still feeling pretty in control in this game number 1.
I also want to go back to, you were mentioning some items. Point out that Huanfeng has also picked up a Bloodthirster second.
Yes.
Not something we usually see. I would assume it's because you are going up against champions like Jinx, Corki on the opposite side, maybe feeling like, hey, if we get into a lot of these standoffs where I am just taking a lot of free poke, then I could back off to the wave or go to the objective and be able to heal up. So acknowledging the range that both Corki and Jinx bring, quite the annoyance to Mr. Aphelios.
True. You always talk about Jinx versus Aphelios, and I think the one thing I always remember you mentioning is the range disparity that comes through the late game that comes from the Jinx.
Yeah, it's quite sad. I think everyone's always going to remember as, View going in.
Yeah.
Everyone's always going to remember when Aphelios was, the new kid on the block, and how everyone's like, wow, 200 years this, 200 years that. And people like us coming out being like, yo, just outrange the guy. Just outrange him. What could he do?
Sure.
Then here we are, 2022. That's what people are doing.
We figured it out. It's Caitlyn. It's Jinx meta. It's Jhin meta. And Aphelios is tucked nicely in the middle. Speaking of AD carries as well, we do have Lord Dominic's Regard coming second from Stay. So a lot of tank shredding here against people like SofM, even bruises that'll be coming up, like TheShy with his HB coming later on as well. I think importantly, Lyric, we're still seeing the setup for that team fight around this Baron that both teams want to go for, and I'm just tracking summoner spells right now. Both top laners without TP as this Baron starts a second time.
Yeah, and BiuBiu will be here first. He did start his rotation early on, so WE might have an inside track on a fight if they are able to force something. TheShy not that far behind, though. Again, we're still keeping our eyes on SofM for the side of Weibo if he can start something off.
At 3K, there's a package on top of TheShy. The needlework coming through, but is he dead before it? The answer, yes. His first death of the LPL as WE get the pick they're looking for. And BiuBiu moving first, a big part, but Shanks with the package once again doing its work. The hook goes through. That's on top of Kedaya, but I'm not sure if Weibo Gaming want to do this. In fact, that's a rookie mistake. Weibo need to get out of there. BiuBiu into the thick of it as well. Running far and wide as Angel dodges to the upward side. Stay gets his rocket through as BiuBiu gets on, but Huanfeng's forward. It's a good Protobelt. It's Shuriken time as well, and Weibo Gaming know that they can win if they stick around.
Still, overall, WE the ones to come out ahead in the trade. 2 members for 1. I love the way they started it off as well. Seemed like they wanted to bait TheShy over, get that rotation slightly first, realizing they could close so much distance with the Corki package. And sure, they lose 1 member in the end, but still, they're going to come up with more. We're going to a replay right when it looked like Weibo was going to start Baron. This is a cool replay, but
we're
okay, they are starting Baron Hysterics. Wait, you know what to say? I don't care about the replay. They're Baroning. Take it away.
Well, look at the right side as Weibo Gaming are on there. Forget the replay, that's right. Send it packing as Shanks is trying to burst him down, but that's a sneaky Baron to get out of the pit now as Gale Force was already used before by Huanfeng and SofM. Getting targeted out first for Kedaya. Gonna be the trade. TheShy's a level 15 Gwen, and Gwen's as cute as she looks, but also as deadly. On with the hook in the backline, and it's a separated fight. TheShy getting over the wall, but Shanks joins in. A phosphorus bomb, a super mega death rocket. WE trying to burn down the victors of the purple worm, but Weibo Gaming get away with it with only 2 deaths. Lyric, they're back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Weibo with the insane Baron decision, and even post-Baron, we saw outside of Jarvan and Rakan, you know, so one champion for either side, there's no real easy way to engage for either comp. So you saw there, even Weibo just able to kite out some of the champions like Zhao and the Renekton on the opposite side in this fight. So we're like, hey, we cannot just keep chasing. It would also work vice versa. So I think really cool dynamic to see in the competition. Weibo did just start up this Baron, realizing, hey, the reset's coming out so late for the side of WE, we will be able to get this one. It starts off as a 1-for-1. There's another pick.
You know what, chat? I don't need to say it. You guys say it. Type it in. You know you want to. 0-4 caught out. The Baron buff now off of 3 members, I believe. Angel and Huanfeng, the only ones left with it. But WE don't care, Baron or no Baron. They're pushing down these objectives. They're making use of the fact that On is dead for another 15 seconds.
Which it also is going to sync up nicely with the Dragon timer. It should lead to another very easy Dragon for the side of WE. Weibo going to trade gold on the opposite side, as we do see Angel is about to push down another turret. For the side of Weibo, I don't think you even care too much about the Dragon. I think you just look to get vision control on top of the map, which is what it looks like SofM will be doing. But W with a nice response, taking bot turret before even starting up Dragon.
Really clean map rotations here. I mean, Angel with the trade we talked about, but the fact is, WE, their reaction sets them up for the soul point Lyric. Cloud Soul still, you know, important for the ultimate movement speed. Remember as well, out of combat movement speed is a big deal. People like the Rakan going to be acting like he has mobility boots anyway, as the second Cloud picked up, 3rd Dragon in total for WE. They move to Soul Point, and again, a really good showing to open things up. And Lyric, I think even though it's a low-kill game, it feels like this is a really great game to open the series.
It's definitely decently tense.
Okay.
I don't say super tense.
Okay.
There have been tense moments. There's also been moments somewhat ruined
It's not like my last camping trip. It's not intense. But it definitely has that feeling to it that it's one big team fight, and even though WE have asserted control, it's moments from the Gwen, it's moments from the Viktor, even Huanfeng here. With 3 items now, it's an Infinity Edge and a Bloodthirster. There's a lot of crit that can change the stake.
Does it remind you of what happened at band camp?
Yeah.
We all know what happens at band camp.
Yeah. When I went to band camp as Angel, we're going to hold off on that story. I actually realized as well, probably inappropriate. Weibo Gaming getting a little deep here on the bottom side. That's an ulti. TheShy might be caught out, and Lyric, you know what?
TheShy!
You know what? He's back. He's back.
Yeah, TheShy is getting caught out on sides. Again, for WE's comp, it is just so easily able to rotate to one side. Also, it is supposed to be a juggling act, right? That if TheShy is stepping up that far forward in bot, Weibo on the opposite side of the map, so in this case it'd be mid, should have at least equal amount of pressure with the wave to be pulling WE apart to force them to make a choice. Was not the case that time around, which just does give WE a free pick. 10 kills to 4 right now. Doesn't exactly spell out the gold lead because it is only 2K on the side of WE.
You know, we know how Weibo Gaming have been getting back their gold lead. Going to push a little bit further forward here, Lyric. 29, almost 30 minutes into the game, and WE 2,500 now their lead. We've got 4 items on the Corki through mid lane. Shanks is a very big deal on this quick Corki. Sorry guys, no AP this time around. We're going to have a look at TheShy in what is like almost 2 dimensions, which I don't even know how that works. Has been caught out. We had to replay that one, Lyric. The observer's like, we gotta tell them that TheShy's doing TheShy things. Great start to the game, but we all know TheShy.
I don't think it would have been too big of a deal if Weibo were in position to punish from the opposite side. We actually saw in the replay they started to move down. It looks like in hopes to cover him, but they were too far away to even dream of doing that. If they take a turret, it's like, sure, the Shy goes down, you got a turret, and there's no Dragon or Baron open on the map for them to be able to capitalize on anything else, right? But, yeah, Weibo Gaming, not super on point with some of the decision-making coming out today. We are at the big power point for both teams, though, Hysterics. 3 items on the AD carries, heck, 3.5 for Huanfeng. We're at 4 items for Shanks. Where,
I wanted to,
this is where the dust will settle.
I wanted to ask you about Warmogs on the Thresh. 1100 bonus health is what you need now as well. On has gone first item Warmogs. So, you know, that's innovative. He's got SofM on his team. SofM has a Warmogs. Of course he does. He builds it on Lee Sin. So that's impressive as well. I feel like Weibo Gaming really instilling the spirit of the green arm.
It's just very strange to me. It seems like they're just putting a lot of stock into the poke that can come out from WE and hoping they could use it to stay on the map longer, right? I mean, you get hit by 3 rockets, you back off, you wait for the Warmog's cooldown to go up, you get your HP back, but it's like, I feel like just more efficient battle stats or utility, you know, if it would come from support items, would be more effective than the fact that you can walk away for 5 seconds, heal back up, and walk straight back in, right? So we're gonna see how it goes. SofM always a big Warmogs connoisseur. We love to see it.
But I want to point out something, Lyric, as we approach this Soul, as we approach the Baron respawning as well. Shanks used his package quite recently. Now, it looks like a couple of minutes off from getting his next one, but a big advantage that they've had in previous fights with it being able to use Weibo Gaming. Shanks has used that package quite well, as SofM lucky to get out after the little grand entrance. And Weibo Gaming still posturing around this Baron, knowing that the package is not up and available, but still a 5v5 in the mid. We A-ram it.
And for the side of WE, it's easy to keep your eyes on Shanks. He's the one dealing big damage right now. It's very hard for anyone to hit him in terms of range.
They're in, though. The quickness into the backline. Huanfeng still not touched, though, as On takes the rocket. The Shy's into the middle. Look at this Gwen late game as BiuBiu finding out he's a useless Renekton. Huanfeng picks up one. Of course, the hook getting close, but it doesn't matter. Traded off his sword art, excuse me. It's SofM getting used to it. It's a double kill over to Huanfeng. Watch out for Weibo Gaming. They still have big guns. They still have tools. Angel with Flash is what I'm looking for, Lyric, as they won the fight.
Weibo are going to turn straight onto the Baron. Now, does WE decide to contest, or they just look to trade for Dragon? Looks like they do want to do this one. No Flash on Stay. He has to be careful. Shanks does have everything up, though.
And he's out of rockets. He's out of rockets as big one goes through. The Shy's tanking up the Baron, but he's trying to heal it up. It's heading quite low as Stay's going to be running in. Kedaya as well. Shanks looking for the steal. It's taken by Aphelios. Cutting it close to the edge, Lyric, as Huanfeng picks up Baron, and Weibo Gaming once again soar ahead, but they may have just given up Cloud Soul.
Ooh, Weibo, they want to contest, though. Already bringing in both TPs. I think the Shy and Angel should be able to buy enough time for other members to get here.
Item Gwen, 4.5 here coming through, but WE, they've got the Dragon, they don't care. The Shy's going for the kills on top of Stay. They've got a Cloud Soul now, and WE got what they came for.
Both teams picking up a major objective. Baron for the side of Weibo Gaming. Cloud Soul for WE. Still, I'm hoping we get a replay of that last fight, because WE were the initiators in that one. We were talking about how champions like Aphelios and Viktor love for you to just jump into them, and WE giving them exactly what they wanted. But instead, we're going to see Weibo pushing down some turrets with their Baron buff. Right now, they're sinking bottom wave with the Shy. The other members are going to start rotating over now, so they're going to be able to pick up more passive gold. We have seen the Jinx Corki combo like 100 times now over this past 3 days. We know the wave clear potential that is there. Still, though, Weibo do have some nice range damage themselves coming out from the Viktor, so they can potentially look to zone them off with ease, poke them out, and set themselves up for a potential engage.
Good poke damage, because there's no other waves coming through, but that's a package. Shanks is on the run. Look at this. The hook narrowly dodged. Beautiful little sidestep that could have caught him out dead to rights. Angel in the brush. WE still continuing this onslaught as the Shy is on top of you. It's the needlework at the ready as the Crescent Guard saves him. But for Weibo Gaming, they've got a low health jungler on the enemy team. They can keep this push going.
Now Weibo going to turn this around, should be able to threaten the tower. I also want to highlight Angel doing such a nice job of tethering members like BiuBiu on his range, just consistently hitting his E's and chunking him out.
Okay,
Engage comes out.
He's into the middle. The Shy actually going golden, trying to buy time. Angel repositioning the Chaos Storm in a great position, but It's the ultimate from Huanfeng that doesn't connect. The flash forward from BiuBiu is on top of Huanfeng, but Huanfeng knows the previous jungler to a T. BiuBiu as well, Kedaya in the backline, taking so much damage from this AD carry, but he's finally been stunned up as Stay is looking to leave them all behind. Weibo Gaming loses quickly as they found the win.
Great engage coming out from the side of WE. I thought Weibo were going to turn it around. SofM nailing multiple members down with his Cataclysm allowed him to be able to turn and get the kill on BiuBiu. Looked like potentially they can get away, but really nice job coming out from Stay on the Jinx. We're going to go straight into the replay here. WE just running forward. The quickness from Kedaya, locking numerous members down. I think importantly, locking Angel down so he's not able to dish out any damage. They do get some nice damage out with the Chaos Storm in the follow-up. And this is where I thought for Weibo things might turn around. Look, SofM locks multiple members down. Thought maybe Weibo would have a chance to get away, but BiuBiu the whole time was coming in from around the flank, does have the W up, and just sets up for Reset City coming out from Jinx. And I'm sure Shanks probably did a truckload of damage as well.
Sure he did. Because at this point, I mean, there's only certain people with the kills on them. It's Shanks, Stay, and look at Weibo Gaming. Look at the kill distribution. 7 kills being picked up, 6 are on Huanfeng. 6k damage done in the last fight in Lyric. Yeah, truckloads is the right word. Shanks and Stay. I'm going to do some math, guys. Please prepare. About less than 1,400, close to 1,400 damage. I hope I did you all proud because it really was a truckload of damage that we saw, and we know who the core carries are in this fight. We also know that Angel, even without a kill, I mean, he's almost full build despite that corrupting potion. And for WE Lyric, it's important to know as they push up towards this top side. Baron's coming up in 2 minutes, Elder as well. They're trying to find that pick that leads to the victory in game number 1.
They're at least choking them out of their own jungle, which is quite nice. You've taken away all the camps. I mean, they have no vision anywhere. The only point of pressure they're trying to open up is by having the Shy split push. But another engage comes out. Is going to be backed off.
I said 1,400.
You know, this game is finally tense. It wasn't actually tense earlier. Earlier, we were liars. We were liars. Now this game is tense.
So let's come back to the date analogy. First date versus now the second, third date, and you're still at the dinner phase, but you know you have the synergy. You know that there's something there. Who's going to make the first move, right? Like, at this point, it's a certainty. Otherwise, he or she wouldn't have come out on the second or third date. At this point, someone needs to make the move, and the person that makes the move is probably going to be the happiest. At this point for WE, they've been making some of the first moves, but don't count Weibo Gaming out, as gold is exactly even. Baron's coming up in an hour, a minute. There we go. Get times all over the place here today, Lyric. I'm waiting an hour for this game. A minute till Baron, the important point.
Yeah, you know, the analogy honestly did not make any sense this time around, which is why we love it. But you know what else doesn't make a lot of sense? Is this game so far on, hits the hook on a BiuBiu.
Oh, it's a pick. It's a beautiful pick. BiuBiu getting caught out is tragic. Huanfeng makes it a 4 versus 5 at TheShy, slows him down with the needlework. This is so bad for WE. They have to get out there. SofM gets 2-man Cataclysm, and BiuBiu has to bring it all back. But he's in the middle of the team as Stay using the range. Somehow WE might actually turn the fight around with the poke and burst. Huanfeng as well, not expecting it. He's charmed with quickness, but GA pops through as TheShy takes some ball to court. You need a lawyer to get yourself out of that one, Lyric.
Yeah, TheShy turning it around for the side of Weibo. So many members down. This looks like Weibo should just be able to push for the finish. Huanfeng still up. Angel has TP, so he can easily rejoin, keep the minions alive. And yeah, this should just be a solid close for Weibo.
Well, somehow, Lyric, I don't know how, because Stay and Shanks were doing so much, but SofM turning it all around as a package brings in the last hope. They're burning down massively. Shanks, the burst damage, absolutely incredible. Somebody hit him. Forget the Nexus. Forget the Nexus, Lyric. Angel needs to kill him. He goes into GA. Nexus exposed. TheShy taking down BiuBiu. Finally, are we there? We're there. Game 1 over to Weibo. Somehow.
Oh my god, that was absolutely nuts way to end the game. It looked like WE would be able to hold on. Shanks trying to do his best, not able to pull it through in the end. And man, that game was so back and forth. That game was all over the place. We saw teams kind of throwing away their advantages with their own very wonky engages. We saw some nice picks or some nice I'd say anticipation coming out from players like On with that last hook. And yeah, super back and forth game. Again, I'd say similarly indexed comps in terms of you have like double ranged hyper carry mid ADs on both sides, which already lets you know it's going to be all about the team fights. And it was just all about the personality of how we get there.
Yeah.
Overall, I think TheShy looked a lot more stable than in most of his IG games.
Okay.
I think a bit messy for Weibo, a bit messy for WE, but for WE, better than what I would have expected.
Dude, I tell you what, at least we set the tone for the audience, even if it was a little bit early. That was the right level. After what was such a good pick, you said it was On who found the hook, onto BiuBiu, who was aiming for the flank himself, then Stay and Shanks. Such big energy when the fight was 5 versus 4. There's so much to go through, and there's so many reasons to watch the Alpha. There's so many reasons we love this league. Like yesterday, we got a backdoor.